Welcome to the Cabral Concept, where board-certified naturopath and integrative health practitioner Dr. Stephen Cabral shares how he was diagnosed at the age of 17 with a life-altering illness and given no hope for recovery. It was only after studying and traveling all over the world did he discover how to combine ancient Ayurvedic healing practices with state-of-the-art naturopathic and functional medicine to fully rebalance the body and re-energize it with life. It's time to discover how to get well, lose weight, and finally feel alive again. And now, here's your host, Dr. Stephen Cabral.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the show. We are getting started here, part 2 of the Cabral HouseCall. Yesterday, we answered a ton of our community's questions, some of the most we've answered in quite some time. That is at stephencabral.com/1597 if you want to check out that podcast and those questions. And if you'd like to follow along with today's community questions, you can head on over right now to stephencabral.com/1598. Get to read along with the questions as we are answering them. And we are picking up with May 12th. So today is June 21st. Happy Father's Day out there to all those fathers, grandfathers, great-grandfathers, soon-to-be fathers. And I guess this is our day, right? This is our day. And happy Father's Day to all of you out there. So today's show, if you're new to the Cabral House Calls, this is where we answer all of our community's questions: wellness, weight loss, anti-aging, health coaching, career questions, mindset questions, you name it. If it's within my wheelhouse, I will answer it. If it's not, just like there was one question on yesterday's show, then I will just let you know, listen, not my expertise. Here's where that you might want to find information, but I'm not able to answer it. So 99+% of the time, I can give you some advice of where to start, where to look, a second opinion, and I'm happy to do that. I really do enjoy doing this for our community. So without further ado, let's dive into today's show. First question's from Cody. Cody says, thank you for all that you do. I love your podcast. I have multiple chemical sensitivities. If I'm exposed to any chemicals, I get severe brain fog, numbness, abdominal pain, seizures, etc. I've seen many doctors over the years, but no one has been able to help. Do you have any suggestions on how to heal myself from this? I eat primarily vegetables, fruits, nuts, and seeds, and do not take any medications. Okay, so the answer is most likely you have some type of what's called high total toxic load, and that leaves you susceptible to any new. Think of this as almost like a pollen allergy, right? So chemical sensitivities, there's a perfume, a fragrance, gasoline, like whatever it might be, and it gives you brain fog and all of those things. Well, here's the thing. When you breathe that in through your nose, I'm just saying you can get it through your skin, your nose, you can eat something, and what happens is it overloads your system because of two reasons. One, most likely an overloaded liver. I can't recommend enough a 21-day functional medicine detox. Again, we're not giving treatment plans on a podcast. We're not giving cures. There's no diagnosis of disease. We're simply trying to help point people in the right direction. That's it. So functional medicine detox, all of my protocols are at equilibriumnutrition.com. So if I mention a lab, if I mention a protocol, that's where it is. I'm not going to keep promoting that website. If you want to go over there, you're welcome to. Of course, you can work with your local integrative health practitioner or functional medicine doctor. That's great too. Okay, so let's start to take this a little deeper though. Besides overloaded liver, oftentimes, this is also someone whose body's fatigued because there's not a lot of give. So I like to think of it like this. If you were to hold a pencil right in the middle of the pencil, just with two fingers, between your thumb and index finger, and you were to wave that up and down, it would very quickly rebalance itself, right? You just kind of shake it back and forth. Very easy to balance. Now, if you hold that pencil just by the tip, and someone were to knock that pencil, it's very loose. Right? And that is a sign of a dysregulated autonomic nervous system. And this can then lead to great imbalances. And in your case, it certainly sounds like what's called a Th2 immune imbalance. Now, you're welcome to go back to stephencabral.com/podcasts. Check out my podcast on immune imbalance and Th1 versus Th2 sensitivities. Yours most likely is a Th2 sensitivity. Again, no diagnosis here on the podcast, just trying to help. All right, so what do we need to do? Well, in an ideal world, Cody, I would run a Big 5 lab with you. That's the bottom line, because I would then know your omega-6 to omega-3 levels. I know your vitamin levels, your mineral levels. I would know if there's any metals. I'd be looking at your electrolytes. I'd look at your gut function. I'd look at your food sensitivities, and I'd be able to better help from there. I'm assuming there is immune dysfunction with intestinal permeability. I don't know that for sure. I have no idea, but I've seen enough of these cases, and I'm assuming that your immune system is a little dysregulated because of intestinal permeability. Every time you eat, food-based proteins, bacteria spill into the blood through the gut wall, and then that aggravates the immune system, causing inflammation, which leads to the brain fog, numbness, abdominal pain, etc. All right, Cody's up again. I've heard that you do not absorb vitamin C if you consume it with sugar. Does this mean if I eat oranges, kiwis, etc., that I will not absorb vitamin C? No, you'll still absorb vitamin C. Some of the vitamin C might be used up, especially if you're eating it with natural fruit. No, don't worry about that at all. If you're taking it with sugar, you actually might just use the vitamin C as well to squelch oxidation, free radicals, etc. So no, you'll still be able to consume it. Judy's up next. Hi, Dr. Cabral. I hope you are safe and doing well. I have a question for my husband. When he occasionally takes naps after eating, he wakes up with an upset stomach. He used to get this more often and would take a Tums. He thinks it's normal because after having a ginger candy, healthy alternative to Tums, it goes away. It's still happening, and I want to find out what the underlying cause is. My husband is very lean and semi-active. He eats gluten, daily bread and cereal, and seldomly has dairy. A few years ago, he had a kidney stone due to high oxalates, so he doesn't eat spinach and limits high oxalate foods. If he doesn't want to test, what are some things he can do to figure this out? Okay. So if he doesn't want to test, what are some things that he can figure out why he wakes up from a nap with an upset stomach? All right. So let's try to figure this out. I have to guess that his nap is going to be after lunch. Now, my recommendation is that if you take a nap, it can actually help the digestion. But there's a caveat to that. And you have to nap on your left side. So you have to actually sleep on your left side, because if not, how the stomach is actually shaped is not quite like a kidney bean, but kind of like a kidney bean. And its bottom, so its curved side, is going to be on the left. So if you lie on your left side, it gives your body time, and it works with gravity to be able to churn up that food and break it down. If you were to lie on your right side, you would be moving the food and dropping it down with gravity just a little faster, right? Okay, so that's my biggest thing, and it actually should help. Now, here's the biggest giveaway, though. If he takes a ginger chew, a Tums you don't want to do. A Tums is going to destroy the stomach acid. I'm assuming that your husband doesn't have enough stomach acid. I'm assuming that there's not enough stomach acid, and that's why he gets the upset stomach, and that's why when he eats ginger, which is going to be acidifying for the stomach and act as a nice digestive, that's what's going to kickstart that stomach. So here's an easier way. With his lunch and with his dinner or his more complicated meals, take 1 to 2 daily digestive enzymes and have a cup of ginger tea. And he can do that ginger chew if he wants. And again, the daily digestive enzyme, which we use all the time in our private practice, is available to everyone at equilibriumnutrition.com. All right, Claire's up next. I suffer from chronic migraines, interstitial cystitis, arthritis, and fibromyalgia. I'm only 22 and just in constant pain and looking for a solution. Okay, if anyone that has interstitial cystitis, arthritis, fibromyalgia, and migraines, I'm always looking towards the gut. And I know I say that a lot, but I have to. And that's because your body has a lot of inflammation in it. And the most likely scenario, like the most likely out of everything, and that's why 90% of all autoimmune issues have intestinal permeability as one of their cornerstone root causes. So interstitial cystitis, for people that don't know what that is basically chronic inflammation of the bladder. I mean, that's when you boil it down, that's really what it is. A lot of people mistake it for recurring urinary tract infections, but it's essentially an inflamed bladder, and it can cause pelvic floor pain. It can be quite painful. So everything that we're talking about, definitely though, can be caused by intestinal permeability. Now, of course, I love running multiple labs, but let's say you could only afford one lab in this scenario. What I'd recommend running is that Candida metabolic and vitamins-based test. If you can only run one, that would be it. If you can run a second, I would run the hair tissue mineral analysis with it, which we call the minerals and metals test, and that is part of our starter pack. I mean, run the big 5. If you can't do the big 5, the starter kit is a great option as well. It's 2 labs instead of 5, a great deal, and you learn so much about your body. Thank you, Claire, for writing in. Tammy's up next. Hi, Stephen. I'm doing treatments for Lyme and mold and feel I don't detox well. I'm very sensitive and herx with all the treatments. I think finding out I had mold recently is a key puzzle, but I feel something isn't clearing out the toxins and I feel pretty bad. Any suggestion what to get checked? I have done so many labs that I think I could probably say, yup, I have done it, check. I have done my own personal pharmacy and supplement store at home, I feel. Some doctors say you will feel worse before you feel better, and other doctors say you shouldn't feel worse, and if you do, you should stop the protocol of treatment. What's your belief? Thanks. Okay, so yeah, I mean, it's hard, right? It's hard because you are going to sometimes feel worse. There's no doubt about it. I mean, it's just, that's kind of part of the healing process. However, and it's a however in all capitals, if you really are feeling poor, you have to stop. And then you have to ease back into it. And we do that all the time with people. So say someone's doing, I don't know, let's just say the CBO protocol. And the first week, they're getting cramping and bloating. It's not common, but there could be a lot of die-off. Okay, no problem at all. It doesn't mean the plan's not working. All we do is we stop. We wait 3 days. We let things calm back down. And then we just add in 1 out of the 3 products. That's it. 1 out of 3 products. Just at 1 capsule twice a day. That's it. How does that feel? Oh, that feels okay. Good. Let's go to 2 capsules twice a day. How's that feel? Fine. Good. Then we add in the next product and the next product. So it's just called titration. And Tammy, you can do the same exact thing. If you already have a protocol, like if let's say you're using our mold protocol, you can start with just 1 product. You could use like the Florafilm. Okay, does that feel okay? Then you can add in the next product and the next product. But my thing, Tammy, is before we do these mold protocols, before we do a lot of these protocols, we're doing a 7, 14, or 21-day functional medicine detox. And again, our detox is available at equilibriumnutrition.com/detox because you have to open up those liver pathways. You really do. And that's why I did that little rant on the smoothie diet just a couple weeks ago. I kind of felt bad about it. But the truth is the truth. You have to open up those liver detox pathways, and a fruit smoothie is not going to do it, 3-4 times a day. It's just not. I mean, I'm the biggest advocate for smoothies, but we need to help people. And if you are having Herxheimer-based reactions, you need your phase 1 and phase 2 detox supports. That's the bottom line. And then in general, I would add in more vitamin C. So I'm using 2 to 3 grams a day. It's not a lot. Certainly not a lot. I don't do mega doses, but I'm using 2 to 3 grams a day of vitamin C with people on a lot of these protocols just to help with any additional issues. And if needed, we could always add in some more sulforaphane, even though that's already in the daily nutritional support, some N-acetylcysteine. Again, we offer that. So that's why the daily nutritional support is your daily detox as well. Hopefully, Tammy, that was helpful. All right, Aaron's up next. Hello, I've been enjoying listening to the Cabral Concept podcast. After listening to episode 796 on Candida, I did have a question. I believe I have some amount of Candida myself, evidenced by some versicolor skin rash, brain fog, depression, and I want to take an antifungal herbs like oregano and caprylic acid, etc. to kill the yeast. But I'm afraid that if I start taking them, the Candida will develop a resistance to them over time, especially since maybe once a week I indulge in a dessert like cake or pizza or something that feeds Candida. Do I need to have these cheat meals less often before I start taking the herbal antifungals? Or are the antifungals so strong that the Candida won't develop a resistance, even if I do have these cheat meals? Thank you, Aaron. All right, Aaron, great question. Great question. You want to go to equilibriumnutrition.com/CBO. If you've never heard of our CBO protocol, this is what we do. We get rid of Candida and bacterial overgrowth every single day, all over the world. It's one of the things that we are most well known for other doctors supplying the kit to them in their practice, for other, like our integrative health practitioners, health coaches, etc. And it's because it works. And here's why. Just like you said, your body doesn't get used to it. And that's because we use a different product each month for 3 months. And we're using the biofilm disruptors, and we're using the things that does not allow the Candida to overgrow. So what we're going to do, Aaron, with you is 3 weeks, no cheat meals, 3 weeks, no cheat meals. You can do it. And then after that, we'll go back to the cheat meal, and you won't be able, by then, we've already done so much work with wiping out, and we're using the things to replenish so the Candida can't re-overgrow, that you're going to be just fine, most likely. All right. And I say most likely because, again, I can't give any treatments. I can't give any cures. I can't give you a diagnosis. But again, we use this all the time and it works. It really works. And so I wouldn't say that if it didn't, because I put my name on everything. I stamp my approval on all of these things. I know it works. I used it in private practice for many years. Nobody had any idea it was, except in Boston, Massachusetts, or, surrounding areas or by referrals. And then we brought it all online, and now we use those same protocols we used for years right online. Anybody in the world can purchase those, just to open source it to everyone now. All right, Anonymous is up next. Hey, I'm one of your private clients. Love Laura. And the reason I remain anonymous is because I work for Allergan and they manufacture this product. I want to know your thoughts on the safety of Cool Tone. It's rather new, but it's an MMS device similar to M-Sculpt. What are your thoughts? Thanks. Okay. Well, you're a private client. I usually don't do this, but I don't know what this product is. I'm going to look it up real quick. Muscle toning from Cool Sculpting. All right, let's see what it is, how it works. Okay, just a quick review here. It says it's magnetic muscle stimulation, which delivers strong pulses to the muscles. Okay, so yes, I understand this is like almost like a TENS unit. So what it does is actually causes muscle contractions. So yes, that does work. However, I mean, it works in terms of stimulating the muscle, but you are not going to get the muscle toning fat loss effects like you thought that you would from it. Meaning it's not going to replace working out. And that's because you're not going through a full range of motion. You're not actually getting your heart rate elevated. You're not sweating. All of these metabolic processes are extremely important. And also, it doesn't provide the nutrition along with it. So happy to hear that you're working with Laura, that you're getting a lot out of it. Again, I have nothing bad to say about the companies. It works in terms of what it's supposed to do. It stimulates the muscles. There's no doubt about that. Again, I've used TENS units before, but I would not use it in terms of like body transformation myself personally. Maybe other people would, and that's okay too. I just wouldn't use it myself. All right. Next up is Melinda. What is the root cause of hernias? Is it a nutritional deficiency? I've searched your podcast and I'm not seeing the issue you talked about. After my husband had an inguinal hernia, it seems everyone we talk to has had hernia or multiple hernias, something I would like to avoid for my husband. Our bodies can't possibly be that flawed. How can he do nutrition-wise to keep intestinal tissue strong to prevent future hernias? And what can he do to heal the tissue that was surgically worked on? So this is a great question. And yes, so there's a couple parts to this. Some people are genetically more susceptible to hernias. There's no doubt about that. It's like everyone in their family, their grandfather, their father, and now their son has the hernia as well. Well, here's the thing. You didn't have to get it. It typically doesn't happen when you're a teenager or even 20s. It happens a little bit later, right? Later 30s, 40s, 50s, etc. Well, what happens is the body becomes more catabolic. So that includes the abdominal wall as well. We're talking about the rectus abdominis sheath. We're talking about the transverse abdominis. I've done podcasts on those probably a couple years ago now, but they're all at stevencabral.com/podcasts. So there's a couple things to this. We need to be strengthening the entire core. So not just doing sit-ups and crunches, things like that. We actually want to work the transverse abdominis. That means we want to resist rotation by doing things like chops. So it actually means when you're doing a chop that you don't turn your body. You're actually moving your arms across your body, but not rotating your body. There are times you can rotate your body, no doubt about it, but work on anti-rotation. Work on resisting rotation of the body. That is an unbelievable exercise. I highly recommend it. So that's first, okay? Chops. Add that to the routine once he's already gotten good at, let's say, things like a plank, a boat pose, V-ups, let's say some non-swinging leg raises. All of those can be great. Okay. So that's that. And then making sure that he's not too catabolic. And a lot of people aren't. Most people, and I've been finding this more and more, they're simply not eating enough protein. They're really not. And I'm the person who's preaching against eating too much protein. Well, here's the crazy thing, is that some people, they don't even get 50 grams of protein a day. And that is not a lot of protein. That means if you're not exercising and you're not eating a lot of protein, you're becoming quite catabolic. You really are, meaning like your body's starting to waste. It's called body wasting. Atrophy, I should say. And the muscles atrophy. And that includes the core muscles as well. That's why we see the lower back start to sway. We see the glutes becoming more weak. So I recommend full body workouts, strengthening those glutes, strengthening the core. I recommend getting in, about 0.8 grams per kilogram of body weight, about half your weight or a little less in protein per day, grams of protein per day, and other products as well, like vitamin C, zinc, getting good glutamine from using something like the Daily Nutritional Support or our hemp protein or a good protein-based product. Healthy Gut Support contains glutamine in it as well. It contains zinc in it. Just make sure, obviously, you're getting in your omegas and all your good things to keep your body healthy and strong. So, yeah, I mean, all of those things matter, right? Inflammation, catabolism, vitamins, minerals, get it all. But the nice thing, it's easy. I mean, what I do every single morning is I just use my daily foundational protocol level 2. That's it. Very simple. You get your omegas, you get your daily probiotic support, you get your daily fruit and vegetable blend, which is 22 organic fruits, vegetables, superfoods in a powdered form. You've got your daily nutritional support, which is your full activated multivitamin. It's all of your minerals. It's your electrolytes. It's 15 grams of a vegan hyperallergenic protein. You make a smoothie out of it, you're good to go. Like, it's easy to do to get all that nutrition. That's why I do it. It's simple. I created it for people that didn't want their supplements and their regimen to like become their whole life. But if they could do one thing and they can make a smoothie for breakfast and they get all the nutrition they really needed for the day, then great. Like, it's basically there. Now, of course, you're still going to have lunch. You're going to have dinner. You can use daily digestive enzymes if you want with those. But it's just simple. Like, I try to keep life simple. I really do. Now, again, like, I'm always, playing with different things and trying to improve in certain ways. But for the most part, you need to keep your routine and your regimen simple, straightforward. And that's what I recommend. Get your workouts in, get your exercise in. And actually, that's what I'm about to do right now. So very fitting. After I'm finished with today's podcast, I go and I'm doing my workout. And my workout right now is a quarantine workout. I'm going down into my garage and I am going to do my workout for the day. And then I'm going out there and I'm doing some sprints outside. It's a beautiful spring day. Looking forward to doing that workout, working my core, working my body, not overdoing it, and then having a good, nutritious dinner afterwards. So, Melinda, thank you for writing in. Thank you, everyone, for tuning into the Cabral Concept. I do appreciate you. I really do. And I'm looking forward to starting our week off right tomorrow with our Motivation and Mindset Monday. Take care, everyone. Hope you had a great weekend. Are you ready to heal yourself and then go on to heal others? If so, the Integrative Health Practitioner Institute can help you discover proven functional medicine protocols that blend the best of 7 different healing disciplines from around the world. I personally share with you the exact handouts and protocols I use in my private practice that enable people to get well, lose the weight, and live longer, stronger. I want to pass this information on to the next generation of health coaches, and that is exactly why I created IHP. We are the future of the health coaching industry, and the skills and knowledge you will learn will make you an in-demand certified health coach anywhere in the world. Although we have many medical professionals taking the IHP certifications, no experience is necessary, and half our members have no previous health certifications. At the Integrative Health Practitioner Institute, our motto is a health coach in every home. Our goal is that you take this knowledge and then share it with family, friends, loved ones, your community, or in a practice where you create a career you love and can be proud of. The global IHP community is filled with some of the most kind and caring people in the world, and we can't wait to welcome you into our world soon. For more information or to set up a discovery call with one of our IHP Health Coach graduates, simply head over to integrativehealthpractitioner.org.